Hello guys, welcome back and welcome of course if you are new to my channel, and here we will quickly review the major differences between wireline valves or BOP for Slickline and for Braided line. Let's dive in. Okay, this here is a single ram which is a manual type. Because it's manual, you have the handle to operate, to close and open the rams. Okay, and here you have the ram guide, the ram seal, inner seal and outer seal, and ram block, and you have the stem and the piston rod. Of course, major components are here: the female quick union on top and the male quick union at the bottom. They are hand tight, no hammer needed, no wrench needed, and make sure that the O-rings inside are in good shape, good condition. Check the thread, make sure the thread is all good, there is no debris inside, and lubricate the O-rings with light oil or grease prior to assembling. What about the hydraulic ram BOP for Slickline? Very similar structure. The major differences or add-ons now are the hydraulic connections for opening and closing using hydraulic power, and the packing unit and the seals. These are to prevent wellbore fluid to leak through and get inside the hydraulic chamber here, the hydraulic cylinder here. And you still have a handle to operate in case you have a complete failure of hydraulic system. All right, that's it, very simple. This is the exploded view of the ram assemblies for the Slickline. Because the Slickline is a uniform, homogeneous circumference and radius and shape all the way from the top to bottom. So therefore they use the blind rubber. Look at this rubber block here, it's all blind. All right, it's blind, there is no groove in it. So then the two ram blocks with two blind rubber blocks installed as the inner seal will close on this line and form a seal. And even without this line, without the slick line, they will also form a seal. All right. And now with the braided line, things are changed now, because the braided line has outer layers with multiple steel strands, right? So it is not homogeneous from top to bottom in terms of circumference and radius and shape. Therefore, they have to use a grooved, a semicircular grooved in the rubber block, okay? And two blocks with the inner grooves matching or being suitable with the diameter of the braided line will form a seal against the braided line. Without the braided line, of course, with this groove, there is no seal. All right, and now let's look at the structure of the dual rams BOP for the braided line. What are the major differences here? First of all, let's notice here there is the grease injection port. All right, here, this line here, grease injection port here. All right. And then what else you have? You have the bottom ram is inverted. Look here, the top ram, the ram guide is here on top. The bottom ram, the ram guide is here at the bottom. So the bottom rams are all inverted. Why? Why there is grease injection port and why this bottom ram is inverted? All right, let's dive in. But first, let's look at a few important notes here. Number one, the rams will always close and form a seal on a started braided line, not a moving braided line. So therefore, you must stop the line prior to closing the rams. Okay. Then, as I said, all right, the lower rams are all inverted, and there is the grease injection port between the rams. Okay. Now, this is important now, because the braided line is structured with layers of armors. All right. Now let's look at the outer armors. Outer armor layers here is formed with multiple strands. All right. So there is micro space between these strands, and between the outer layer and the inner armor layer there is also micro space. Of course there is filling material, but there is micro space sometimes. So gas, in gas well or high gas oil ratio well, there is plenty of gas. gas will migrate through the micro space, all right? And it follow that space up, travel up all the way up, and escape out of the well. And that's why you have grease injection port here, to pump in grease with higher pressure than the pressure of the wellhead. So this cavity here is filled with grease, okay? And the pressure in it is higher than the pressure of the wellhead. And with the bottom ram is inverted, so this cavity is trapped with high pressure in here. It prevents gas to leak out in both ways, up or down, okay? And it also prevents gas to migrate into the pore pore space of the armor layers of the braided line and escape upward. So that's the reason for the grease injection port, pumping high pressure grease in here, and the inverted rams. And I hope this is helpful and useful and clear for you. Cheers.